I am Deepa. Welcome to my class. Today we are going to study about non-conservation of parity or parity violation in beta decay. Parity is conserved in strong nuclear interactions and electromagnetic interactions. In allowed beta transitions, parity is conserved, but we get into the forbidden transitions, it is not conserved. Most frequent occurrence of the forbidden decay is when the initial and final states have opposite parities, and thus the selection rules of the allowed decay is violated. T.D. Lee and C.N. Yang, two American scientists, suggested an experiment involving beta decay which would verify whether the hypothesis was correct or not. The experiment subsequently performed by C.S. Wu and her associates gave a brilliant confirmation of Lee and Yang's suggestion. Lee and Yang proposed an experiment involved with the emission of beta particles from cobalt-60. If the beta particles are emitted preferentially in one direction, the mirror image gives the same result. Here, this picture represents the real action and the mirror image. In figure A, there is no preferential direction of electron emission and they are emitted isotropically. Here the parity is conserved due to the up-down and right-left symmetry. But in figure B, more electrons are emitted in the direction of the nuclear spin. The mirror image gives the opposite result. That is, more electrons are emitted opposite to the spin of the nuclei. This result is expected for the non-conservation of parity. Here, the circle represents the cobalt-60 nucleus. Straight arrows represents the beta particles emitted and curved arrow represents the nuclear spin. Experimental result on beta decay gives some evidences for non-conservation of parity. They use cobalt-60 as the beta emitter, which has half-life 5.3 years, emitting beta rays of maximum energy 0.31 mega electron volt. This cobalt-60 gives nickel-60 plus beta particle. This is the decay scheme. The most important requirement of the experiment was the production of extremely low temperature, that is 0.01 Kelvin, and very high magnetic field, that is about 10 Tesla, for the polarization of cobalt-60 nucleus. They used the method of adiabatic demagnetization of paramagnetic material for the production of very low temperature. The production of very high magnetic field involved the use of paramagnetic materials. The atomic electrons within which were polarized to produce magnetic fields of the order of 10 Tesla in the vicinity of the nuclei. This is the experimental setup. The source cobalt-60 in the form of a thin film is deposited on a single crystal of cerium magnesium nitrate. Here, this is cerium magnesium nitrate crystal, and the source cobalt-60 is deposited on cerium magnesium nitrate. An anthracene crystal of thickness 1.5 mm was placed inside the chamber at a distance of 2 cm to detect the beta particles. The light from the scintillations produced in it by the beta particle passed through a long tube rod to fall onto the cathode of a photomultiplier tube placed outside the chamber. The chamber was first cooled to liquid helium temperature. Helium gas filled in the chamber has been pumped out to brought down the temperature to the desired value. The direction of the polarization of the nuclei could be reversed by reversing the magnetic field. The intensity of the beta particles was measured both in the forward and backward directions with respect to the direction of nuclear polarization when temperature was very low, that is 0.01 Kelvin. There are two counters A and B, A in equatorial plane and B in polar plane, with the help of which we can measure the intensity of the beta particles. The result showed that beta particles are emitted preferentially in backward direction with respect to the direction of nuclear polarization. That is, count rate for equatorial counter is higher than polar counter. Now the sample was allowed to warm up by introducing helium gas into the chamber. Now the sample was allowed to warm up by introducing helium gas into the chamber. The intensities of the two directions were measured as a function of warming up time, which was about 10 minutes. The anisotropy in the beta intensity for cold sample disappears as the sample warm up. If the parity is conserved in a given interaction, then the result of an experiment performed in the laboratory should be identical with those observed in the mirror image solution. Since the experiment showed that there was asymmetry in beta intensity between the two directions, the result of the experiment proved conclusively that parity is not conserved in beta decay, which is caused by weak interaction. The anisotropy disappears due to increase in temperature. Electrons are emitted in a preferential direction towards the spin. More electrons were emitted opposite to spin in the mirror image. So, mirror image of this electron emission process is not exact. Left-right symmetry is also violated. Hence, parity is not conserved. And this is the theory behind non-conservation of parity.